So, hello everyone. Welcome to our monthly new member welcoming event. We are already the end of January. The year is starting amazing. There's a lot of things happening in the space of blockchain gaming, NFT, etc. And we'll get to see a little bit of it today through all the new members who join and going to present what they are doing in the space. Before that, allow me to give a short 2-3 minute presentation about the Blockchain Game Alliance for those of you who are not yet familiar. We are a non-profit organization regrouping over 170 members today, committed to promoting the adoption of blockchain technology within the gaming industry. This includes covering topics like non-fungible tokens, NFTs, decentralized gaming, DAOs, DeFi and gaming, etc., to enable new ways to create game, publish game, play, earn, engage with players and communities, and many more things. We're also a strong advocate for diversity and more inclusivity of women in the industry. And today's event, I think, is a great event in terms of representing that. I think we are over parity, so I'm really happy about that. And we also are an open forum for individuals and companies to share knowledge, to collaborate, create a common standard working group, just network, create new business opportunity, get new users, get exposure. That's all the thing that the BGA is aiming to provide to its members. So all our core activities are essentially revolving around networking, research and reporting, representing blockchain game companies, and advocating for blockchain in the game industry, of course. As you can see, these are all our members. They come from different backgrounds and industry, whether they are blockchain games, chains and protocols, games, press and media, investors, other development solution, esport. We are all sharing the same goal here, which is to increase adoption of the technology built through the various service and product and games we are building. I'd like also to give a big thanks to our sponsors today, the Contribute, Ubisoft, One Way Block, Animoca Brands, Arc.io, Galaxy Interactive, Antler Interactive, MakerDAO, Algorand, Chromia, Matic, AMD, and Mobox for the special support to the BGA and its mission. And just an overview of all the type of events that we've been running last year. I think we run something close to 50 events of different types, whether they are interviews with industry leaders and video game industry, workshop on thematics, new member presentation on monthly basis, various panels on key topics, giving free speaking opportunities and participating to conference with our members, and running the demo day, which we'll be introducing on a more regular basis starting this month. Without any further ado, today we are glad to welcome new exciting members in the Blockchain Game Alliance: Antler Interactive, Ludena Protocol, BelnCrypto, Pepemon, Quasar, Yield, Guild Gaming, and Decentral Game. And shoot, I cannot guess the name from the logo, but this is the intrigue. We'll learn really soon about it in a few minutes. So, and our host, Serena, as well, is with us and will be helping to bring more questions and animate the conversation today. Here's the agenda. So we'll start with by Miles from Decentral Games. And each of the members who join will be given about 10 minutes to present what they are doing and answer any specific question from the audience if there is any. Hello, Miles.
Awesome. 1 second, let me share my screen. Should I share my screen or just go off of the video?
Yep.
Yes,
all right.
That will work. Thank you.
Awesome. So basically at Decentral Games, we've built metaverse casinos, social 3D metaverse casinos in Decentraland. Can you guys see my screen okay? This is an example of one. Are you able to see this? Let's see. Got it, okay. Yeah. So basically we have roulette and blackjack, both multiplayer, playable with Mana and Dai on Matic Network. We host events probably like around 3 a week right now with prizes for top scorers and NFT prizes for the first place. We launched on December 1st, and we kind of pioneered an interesting play to earn mechanism to distribute our governance token DG to players. So basically, as the more games you play, the the more DG you earn, and it's based on the amount of wager that you make at the tables. And so over the first 2 months, about as more people play games, the treasury that's governed by DG holders fills up. And right now, our DAO is holding a decent amount of gameplay profits, DG tokens that the token holders can allocate towards governance proposals. We hold over 400 parcels of Decentral land, and then 210 wearables that the DAO controls. And so basically, to govern these assets, DG holders stake their tokens in this governance dashboard on our website. And yeah, so that's basically it. We're looking to expand our events and kind of run these competitions pretty much every day. And so let's see, I'll give you guys a quick demo. So this is a version of blackjack. Basically, we have.
We don't see your screen. You might need to share again the screen as it went off.
One second. There we go. How about now?
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay. Hold on. 1 second.
Here it is. All right.
Here it is.
So this is great.
Okay.
We can see a live demo today.
Perfect. Yeah. So this is basically blackjack with die, and so you're able to place bets on the table and play with friends. We have a few other people in the casino here, and so basically we use Matic Network for our L2 just to speed up transactions and reduce gas costs. And so basically right now we have this, and then a roulette game over here. You can see how this works as well. Relatively simple. And then basically there's a gameplay mining rate. So it's based on the amount you wager. And then so if you're wearing specific NFTs as well, you get bonuses. So right now, for example, I'm wearing 4 different NFTs that we own. So that means I get a 40% bonus on my mining rate. And so we also give bonuses for if you're playing with other people. So if you're playing like 2 players at a table, then you get a 10% mining bonus. If you have 3 players at a table, then you get 20% mining bonus. And if you have 4, then you get a 30% mining bonus. So basically with our token model and economics, we're essentially trying to incentivize folks to hold our NFTs they're these wearable NFTs. There's a few other ones I can show you guys. We have this is a suit that is like 10 only 10 of them available. That's actually not for sale, but these track suits are more common. The mink tracksuit. Let's see, here's a robe. And so basically, as you wear these, you just basically are able to mine more tokens. So that's obviously it's been interesting to see, just because a lot of the NFT wearables in Decentral so far haven't really been incorporated into utility in the game. And so once we incorporated direct monetary utility into the wearables, we definitely saw an increase in demand. So definitely was interesting to watch. And then obviously, we're trying to incentivize just more and more people coming together and playing in the metaverse at once, because it really captures the whole point of social 3D experiences in the metaverse, because you're able to see other people, converse with them. And it's a much richer experience than just hopping in and hitting the tables solo. And so that's directly incorporated into the economics of our token model incentives. And so yeah, that's essentially the demo. We have, for our token, like I said, it basically governs the treasury. And then if you go to our site, you can see exactly what the mining rates are. Right now, we're just supporting mana and die gameplay. And so basically it's just for blackjack, it's for 5,000 die, you earn 1 DG, and then for roulette, it's 2,400 die, you earn 1 DG. And then we launched a liquidity mining program during launch with Balancer. We have a mana DG pool, a die DG pool, still with pretty decent APYs, and then a Uniswap pool with ETH DG. And so yeah, basically there's these 3 ways to earn the DG tokens, and ultimately our goal with DG was to decentralize the development and the management of these digital assets, and essentially become the first DAO that's able to directly monetize digital land, and then manage that treasury and allocate funds towards future monetization. And so we've had a few different governance votes. We have a few open right now, basically around economic policy of mining rates, LP rewards. Right now we have 3 open. Increased max bet is like a proposal that some community member just made. And then the 2 other ones are adjusting the mining rates and allowing for the team to do promotional kind of 2.5x mining rewards for like a short amount of time. So that's kind of what gives you an idea of the overall like governance of the platform. But yeah, if you're interested in learning more about the whole ecosystem and the games, I would suggest to check out the website. It kind of gives an overview of the things I just mentioned with gameplay, liquidity, and governance as a means to earn DG. And then yeah, obviously we have different tutorials, and the way we're able to deliver these kind of instant, gasless, free transactions for our users is, on top of building automatic network, we've also partnered with a project called Biconomy. I don't know if you guys have heard of them, but basically they make it very easy for you to set up meta transactions. And so basically the end user experience, like in game, is no gas, instant transactions, and then signatureless transactions. So it's kind of mimics the user experience of a centralized platform. And so yeah, that's basically it. If you guys have any other questions, I would suggest checking out the website, following us on Twitter, just at Decentral Games, and our Discord is decentral.games/Discord.
Cool. Very, very, very cool. I see one question from Chris on the audience mentioning like what's the minimum hardware requirement to access.
I would say, I mean, it really depends on your graphics, but I would say like a beefier graphics card is better. But there are ways to kind of optimize like your current computer. But there isn't like a minimum requirement, but I would just say a more powerful graphics would be better performance. And then there's a setting on Decentraland where you can adjust like the graphics like quality. So obviously, if you have like a lesser graphics card, then it would be better to make it more basic in terms of rendering all of the 3D assets.
All right. One more. Do bridge or recalls reduce gas fees?
What was that one?
Are you using any sort of bridge, cross-chain bridge for the tokens or NFTs and oracles for getting live chain feed data? And does it reduce fees or?
Yeah, so right now we're actually, that's funny you ask, because we're actually integrating a protocol called Connext, they just rolled out their mainnet, and basically they enable swaps between L1 and L2 and back to L1 that are instant, as opposed to waiting the 5 to 7 minutes that's chill with a Matic deposit. And so we think this is, I would say I'm trying to push this like by the end of the day today, and then we'll obviously announce it with a blog post and everything. But yeah, traditionally, we've had our users pay the gas costs and wait the 5 minutes, which is not the best user experience. So we're actually looking forward to integrating this later today, so users can move assets onto the sidechain and back with ease and much cheaper.
Cool. Are you planning more content, more games beside the casino to be present in Decentral Games?
Yeah. So right now we rolled out blackjack and roulette with Mana and Die initially. And we've also built backgammon and slots. They're just a bit less popular, and we only offer them with free play tokens right now, not with real crypto. And then we have poker in the works, like just 6-player max Texas Hold'em. And we're trying to roll out a beta for that with like a limited amount of testers by end of February. So we're definitely looking forward to that, because I think it'll bring in a totally different style of player, because it's more, peer-to-peer betting, head-to-head, rather than player versus house. And then the DG treasury in terms of poker would just take a rake of like 3%, with a max of like 200 die. And so basically, yeah, the games we're definitely going to roll out several more games, but I'd say that the focus right now is optimizing and scaling our existing blackjack and roulette, and then poker. But yeah, in the future, I think we'll definitely roll out many more games.
Exciting. Thank you so much. We've seen a lot today, just 10 minutes. We learned a lot about it. It's really great to see that there are games running already on top of a decentralized virtual world and operating with success, with governance, with token, with wearables, and all sorts of things already in place. So it's a great taste of the future.
Thanks, Sebastian.
I'll now call our next speaker on today's new members presentation event. So Rachel from Cointelegraph. She's one of the main people in the industry. Like, who doesn't know Rachel?
Thanks, Sebastian. Yeah, thank you, everyone. It's great to be here. So yeah, I'm going to be very brief with my presentation. I don't have anything to share on my screen, but like Sebastian mentioned, I'm a reporter for Cointelegraph, and I've been covering the blockchain and crypto space since 2017. So I was initially contributing articles about the space for Huffington Post, and then I became a staff writer at Bitcoin Magazine, and then I spent a few years at Forbes, and now I'm with Cointelegraph, and I've been with Cointelegraph for a little over a year now, and it's been great. And I mean, honestly, my main focus is on enterprise blockchain, but I've definitely covered the gaming space and NFTs quite a bit for Cointelegraph. So I dropped the link in the chat if anybody's interested in checking out my column on Cointelegraph. There's really good content there. And yeah, I mean, if anybody has any questions about anything related to media or Cointelegraph, I'm happy to answer those questions. And yeah, I mean, I'm sure everyone's familiar with Cointelegraph, so I don't really know what else to say in regards to that. But yeah, I'm really happy to be here, and I really enjoy covering the space, and I'm looking forward to all of the exciting news coming out with NFTs and gaming, because I know there's a lot of that happening right now.
Thank you, Rachel. Maybe a quick question on behalf of some of our members. What's the best way to interest you into covering a story from our members, for example?
Yeah, I mean, so I'm not a news writer, but so basically that means I don't cover breaking news. I do like in-depth analysis stories. So I think that anything, especially in regards to NFTs right now, that's really interesting. If there's an interesting angle there, something, you know, new and exciting that hasn't been covered so much in the space, that's always great to come at it with, you know, an angle like that, something that's really intriguing. If there was some sort of breaking news story, you know, definitely recommend sending it over to the Cointelegraph news team for that. You could even tweet some of the staff there, and, you know, that will probably help get the word out. But yeah, I'm always looking for interesting new angles that haven't, you know, been covered so much, just that the readers would be really, really interested in.
Excellent. Thank you so much. We hope that through the BGA, we'll be able to provide you some materials for those in-depth research. Have you seen, do you feel like NFT or DeFi, gaming DeFi are topics that you previously covered or you will be covering soon? Or are you looking specifically at, can you share maybe one example of research topic, in-depth research topic you want to cover soon and we can eventually work with?
Sure. I mean, so if there's anything with an enterprise angle attached to it, that's obviously very interesting for me, because I think, you know, that always adds, that just in general, that's really interesting from my perspective. Sebastian, I saw the news today. There was a press release sent out about the NFTs being listed on CoinMarketCap. So that was also really interesting. But yeah, like I said, anything with an enterprise angle, that's always really interesting. He's cute.
Thank you so much, Rachel. So definitely we'll try to see how we can bring you some exciting news from our member matching that specific angle you're looking at. Thank you so much for being part of the BGA and following us.
Yeah, you're welcome.
We'll have Jace from Aavegotchi as our next speaker. Then,
hello. Good to see you, Sebastian.
Hello, hello. Yes. Hey, how are you today?
Doing well, doing well. Thanks for having me.
Would you like to share your screen or your slides with us?
So I'm just opening up the screen here, and 1 second. Let's do the right tab. Okay, you should be able to see exploring the Gotchi-verse here. So I thought today we would I made a very brief presentation to just kind of introduce what we're doing with Aavegotchi. So Aavegotchi is basically playable NFTs that are completely on chain, and they are staked with Aave's different A tokens. So this is what makes them really interesting. My background is kind of with I started with Mintable and moved on to work on a project where I got really obsessed with the idea of taking an NFT collectible and creating like an escrow contract where you could take value from somewhere else on the chain and put it inside of the NFT. So staking specific coins to an NFT. And so with BullionX, we did that with gold. And the team kind of looked at what else we could do, especially on the DeFi aspect. And we got to know the guys at Aave, and it became very apparent that our sequel should involve their very intuitive A tokens. If you're not familiar with their A tokens, they're great because they increase in quantity inside your wallet without you pushing any buttons. Like you just have a DAI or a link or a USDC inside your MetaMask or whatever wallet you like. And when you check it, you know, yesterday was 100 ADI, today's 100.5, and tomorrow it might be 101. It's just organically going according to whatever the APY is. So it's a very exciting type of token to play with, especially when you start thinking about what you can do if you plug that inside of an NFT. And so that was the starting point. If you know Aave, their logo is a ghost, and ghosts can be very cute when they're not too spooky. And so we decided to go a different route with kind of an Aave inspired ghost that was more heavy on the pixelated pixel art. And as you can see here on my screen, this one is dressed up with all sorts of wearables. So what we also wanted to experiment with were some of the lesser used standards on Ethereum, like the ERC 998, where you're able to have a parent NFT with multiple subsequent child NFTs attached to it. So in our case, the 721 NFT is the Aavegotchi, and all of the wearables that become attached to it will travel wherever that NFT goes. But the wearables are all 1155s. So we're kind of playing around with all the different standards. But for the user, we hope it will be a very intuitive experience where they're able to collect these Aavegotchi, and each one's randomly generated using Chainlink VRF. And that means they have unique personality traits and visual traits and collateral traits. So in some cases, one will require a DAI, whereas another one will require a USDC. And so the idea is that you have this unique personality and you're able to dress it up, and these wearables should have consequence. So kind of like what Miles was describing there in Decentral, that's one of my favorite things, is having utility baked into the NFTs. So when you wear these wearables, they will boost or affect your ultimate rarity score, which is informed by your personality trait. So is it aggressive or mellow? Is your Aavegotchi, basically it's traits on a scale of 0 to 100. And so these wearables can help augment their base rarity score and help you climb the rarity score leaderboards. So they're fun, they're collectible, and they have the potential to basically be a 3D piggy bank because they are DeFi staked with these A tokens inside. So I feel like they hold value on a number of different levels, and I did mention they're on chain and that they are 100% backed by the metadata is like stored on chain. Now, originally we were going to deploy on Ethereum. Our original launch date was January 4th of this year. And as you guys may know, then that was like one of the biggest days where it really spiked on the gas fees. And our community, which is awesome, and we invite you to join us in our Discords and Telegrams, they basically all said, you know what, we want our Aavegotchi, but we don't need it today at these gas prices. And so we had originally planned to do a kind of two-step where we would deploy the Aavegotchis on mainnet, and then we would introduce a lot of mini games. There's like tons of mini games and different activities you can do with your Aavegotchi. We're going to build that over on Matic. Well, we ended up deciding let's just do it all in one fell swoop. And so we are currently in the midst of migrating to Matic. And so all the on-chain art will also be stored on the Matic blockchain. And so that kind of ties in with the idea that these creatures can live as long as the blockchain itself lives. And of course, because it's more of a side chain and they're both EVM and MetaMask compatible, moving back and forth isn't as friction heavy as one would expect. So if you want to bring your Aavegotchi over to the Ethereum mainnet, that's totally fine by us and totally doable. So probably one of my favorite things about Aavegotchis, I could talk about the Ghost token and the DAO, and there's many aspects to the community and to the project. But I thought today I would just touch on one of my favorite things that we usually don't talk enough about, and that's these kind of unique personality traits. So you have the traits like their energy, aggression, spookiness, and brain size, but they operate on a bell curve. So if you can imagine a bell curve, and all the most common traits generated will be in the middle. So if it's 0 to 100, then the most common traits are 40 to 60. Those are actually the numbers you try to avoid when you're looking to get a rare Aavegotchi. So you want it to either be really, really aggressive or really, really zen. And it's the middle where you don't get the cool rarity points. And same goes for brain size. You're actually a small brain isn't so bad in Aavegotchi land. So these are some of the cool things we're playing with. Another one is kinship. I think my experience with, I've got a ton of crypto kitties and I love them and they broke a lot of ground. But one thing I noticed is I don't have a lot of reasons to bring them out unless I'm doing the breeding activities or doing a trade. And so one cool thing we're doing on chain here with the Aavegotchi is this idea of kinship. So you have a kinship score that starts at 50, and every day you have every 12 hours, if you interact on chain with your Aavegotchi, your kinship score will increase by 1. If you go a full 24 hours of neglecting it, then the kinship score falls by 1. So there's no ceiling, and it'll be very interesting to see how this kind of plays out. But there are incentives for all these categories. So you can earn Ghost, you can farm Ghost in our rarity farming by having a high kinship score, having a high rarity score, or even just earning XP, which mostly involves either voting in the DAO or doing off-chain activities like joining our virtual meetups in our Discord or in maybe Decentral someday or other places. So anyway, the kinship's going to be really, really cool. I'm really excited because it kind of lives up to this idea of what a crypto pet should be. And you don't neglect your pets. So hopefully we can all develop strong relationships with our Aavegotchi. And over time, the idea is you get so attached to it that you don't want to trade it maybe. Or if you do trade it, it's going to be very difficult because it also has a pocket where you can not only equip wearables, but you can earn something akin to like a POAP token. You can start accumulating these unique NFTs for attending different events and building a kind of trophy case or history that is unique to your Aavegotchi. And I think over time, we're going to see all these different things play out. And they're all simple when you isolate them by themselves. But over time, I think it's going to be very, very interesting to see, people might get pretty attached to their pseudo-anonymous avatars. So we really think that the goal here is to make Aavegotchis like Tamagotchis, the namesake, but for the crypto generation. And that's kind of the goal here. I'll give you a real quick look here at the anatomy of an Aavegotchi. This kind of spells it out at least a little bit, where you see a normal Ethereum collateral. This would be an A-ETH Aavegotchi. Well, in fact, in this example, it says its spirit force is A-DAI. So instead of saying something boring like collateral, the spirit force is A-DAI. It's got a nice APY on Aave at 5.5%. And depending how rare it is, you will stake a certain amount of A-DAI into this NFT in order to summon the Aavegotchi. So if I were to back up a little bit, you have these portals that basically act like decks of cards or packs of cards. So you buy a portal. This will be a couple weeks from now on Matic at 100 ghost per portal. And once you get it, you will open it. When you open the portal, it engages the Chainlink random number generator. So that creates 10 randomly generated Aavegotchi. And from there, you can analyze them all, take a look at all 10, but finally you can only choose to summon one. And you do that by staking the appropriate amount of whichever A token is required. And to be clear, one more tone, it won't be an A token on Matic, because we just this week, our team was able to bridge A tokens to Matic. And so when they're on the Matic side, they function a little differently. And so they're called MA tokens or MA tokens. And so, yeah, you'll stake those in, and then you'll summon your Aavegotchi. So there's going to be 10,000 Aavegotchi, 10,000 portals going live in the middle of February. We don't have an exact date yet. And when that launches, all the wearables and everything at Aavegotchi.com will be live. And I think if any of this sounds interesting to you, the one place I'd tell people to go is to check out our completely community-run wiki. So that's come together in the last month or so, and it's really an amazing resource. It's just wiki.aavegotchi.com. And it's a really cool site. The other cool thing we've done here is just launched a bridge, which I'm very interested to talk to Connects as well. But for now, we just thought that the best way to reduce friction from moving from layer 1 to layer 2 is to make it fun and intuitive. So the wallet that is typically used with Matic it does a lot of things, right? It does the staking and the wallet functions and the deposits and the bridging. It's too many things for what we want. So we just want to make our Ghost token migrate from mainnet to Matic. And the easiest way was to go to Aavegotchi.com/bridge, and let's make a beautiful literal bridge, pixel art bridge with little Aavegotchis and Lambos flying across it when you migrate your Ghost. So it's like, push 1 or 2 buttons. You still have to wait the 5 minutes, but you have a lot less doubt because there's not too many moving parts. So I'd recommend checking that out. It's something we're really, really excited to have released this last week. We've already migrated. We'll probably hit 5 million Ghost migrated today. So it was at 4.8 a few hours ago. So the migration is in motion. We have a ton of Ghost and Matic incentives starting on January 29th and running for 2 weeks to encourage people to, make that last high gas deposit into the bridging contract, because when you get to the other side, it's really a pleasant experience, and they'll be able to farm Ghost, over $100,000 worth of Ghost and Matic, and some quick tokens too. So that's kind of the quick update on all the things going on. We're just getting through the migration so that the early part of February, we can actually launch our portals. And yeah, we're super excited to be part of Blockchain Game Association here, right at the start of what we consider really the true beginning of the project, as we're about to kick off the first haunt. So
super exciting. A lot of things happening here, like so many options to play with and engage and make your Aavegotchi progress even when you're active outside. So I guess, I don't know if you get that question often. What happens if you don't take care of Aavegotchi? Does it die like the Tamagotchi, or do you anything happens here?
Yeah. The Tamagotchis always die, right? They die like anytime you give me a Tamagotchi, it dies. So in this case, it doesn't die, but if you take out, you can always add more A tokens, more spirit force to your Aavegotchi if you want to increase your savings. If you go below a certain minimum, then you'll have kind of a warning period. And if you just don't give him the spirit force that it needs, it could quote unquote move to a certain afterlife. So we have a metaverse coming in Q2, Q3, and that metaverse will we're playing with this idea that there will be kind of a sky castle for the Aavegotchi that, lost their spirit force and didn't make it. But no, you can let that kinship score go down. The key is keeping at least a bare minimum of A tokens inside your Aavegotchi.
Exciting. A lot of things happening and ways to show the interoperability and connecting different apps through tokens here. Very, very exciting.
Yeah.
All right, so we got a great taste of Aavegotchi here. We're going to move to our next member, and thanks Jess for the presentation and being part of the Blockchain Game Alliance. Our next speaker today, who joined the BGA, is going to be Aavegotchi from Ludena protocol out of Korea. Hi, Amanda.
Korea. How are you?
Very well. Thanks for being with us so late tonight.
Yeah. So crypto never sleeps, so it's fine. But yeah, really excited to be here. And just on behalf of the team and I at Ludena, we just wanted to say that we're so excited to be a part of the Blockchain Gaming Alliance and this really great group of companies who are pushing mass adoption through so many unique gaming use cases. So I'll be showing you today how we are doing our part in this at Ludena Protocol, which is a gaming-centric social platform, and we are headquartered in South Korea. And you guys can see my screen okay?
Yes, just added it.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much. Okay. So as I mentioned, Ludena's first dApp is a social platform dedicated to gamers, aptly named Game Talk Talk, and it's available for Android devices. So this app really blew up in South Korea a little over 8 years ago because of its unique algorithm that makes it so much more than just a social media app. So when downloaded, Game Talk Talk actually scans the user's device to retrieve all their third-party downloaded gaming app data. So for example, gaming stats like scores and achievements. And this is really great from the user side because it's an excellent tool to find friends that like similar games as you, and also a great way to flex your scores against other fellow gamers where their reaction actually counts. And from the business side, this is extremely exciting because this app can really uncover certain user insights that were traditionally really hard to discover. So these include in-game playtime and in-game spend. And because we do have access to this valuable gamer big data, we have amassed over 200 game publisher clients from around the world. So these are just some of
just to interrupt you one second. It looks like you are on a dual screen setup, but we get the wrong screen, not the full screen one. We get the one where we see the next live. If you want to just switch, and probably then we'll get full screen.
Oh, okay. Did anything work there?
You remove from sharing. Let's share again.
Okay. So sorry, because everything is, I know my Korean is good, but not that good. So everything is in Korean. So I'm really trying my best.
It's fine if not, but it's better to see full screen the presentation for everyone.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. If this doesn't work, then I have no clue.
Here we go. Perfect.
Does it?
That did it.
Awesome. Okay, glad to hear that that's worked out. So with South Korea being one of the biggest gaming hubs in the world and our platform having access to over 3 million of those gamers in one place on Game Talk Talk, it does seem like a no-brainer for game publishers to take advantage of this super unique marketing opportunity that we offer. And when they do, these marketing dollars are targeted and no longer wasted through traditional channels, and they result in real ROI effectiveness. And what I mean by that is it results in an increase in in-game purchases and driven player growth. So how we achieve this success is through reward incentives. Game Talk Talk has been a rewards-based platform since 2012. Game publishers or developers, they market their game titles on our platform by offering in-game events participation rewards through our platform digital assets, which for now are stars. So to give you an example, 1,000 stars on Game Talk Talk is about $1 US. So event prizes can range from 1,000 stars to top prizes, usually capping out at about 50,000 to 100,000 stars. So for our users, like, getting paid $50 to $100 to play some of their favorite games in the world, it's really not a bad deal. So our platform's main function is to provide our users with these exclusive rewards through really amazing gaming opportunities. So we run several of these events per week, and some of them are in-house created events, like the one that I'm showing in this example here. So every couple of weeks we do this like Game Talk Talk Olympics. So we'll choose which game is like trending on the platform at the time or just like super popular globally. So for this week we chose Brawl Stars, and it's really simple. All you have to do is play Brawl Stars, post your score on the Olympics leaderboard, and if your rank in the end ends in 3, 6, or 9, you win. So as long as our users follow these extremely simple instructions, they can earn rewards fairly as they deserve. So we have so many different types of Game Talk Talk events. Like, we know that not everyone is a pro gamer, so we like to do a lot of content-based in-house events like fan arts, just to be like really inclusive for just more casual gamers. And since Korea is home to some of the best gamers in the world, when our users divulge their strategies, whether it be through posts or video walkthroughs or different gaming tips and tricks, we really do value that content that they're providing to the platform. So we often hold these special bonus reward events for that. And then probably the most exclusive type of event that we hold on Game Talk Talk is our pre-launch reward event. So this is a great way for game publishers to build up hype for their upcoming game title through pre-registration numbers for apps that aren't even available for download yet. So in terms of inclusivity for more casual gamers, we also have a bunch of platform mini games that are completely rewards based. So if anyone remembers Flappy Bird, I sure do. The ripple effect of that game was intense. It was so addictive and like so frustrating, but somehow frustrated so good, which is a phrase. But we, on our platform, we have hyper casual games, exactly like Flappy Bird. So they're really simple to pick up. They're a little bit addictive because they have a bit of a challenge to them. And then the add-on is that they're multiplayer. And then the real add-on is that they're, of course, rewards based. Because we are a social media platform, of course, posting and engagement on user content is rewarded, as well as really simple daily login bonuses. So at the present time, all of our bonuses are in the form of stars, but in the future, they will be transitioned to the LDN, our native token, and that's within the next couple weeks. I'm not sure if you can hear this, but this is our first NFT character-based minigame. We're really excited. That was just released recently. We realized that you guys may agree that the future of gaming is completely moving towards the trend of being infinitely personalizing game characters. So we did a complete P2P gaming platform revamp aesthetically to include characters that can be infinitely customizable through our NFTs, which will be coming out really soon. And this is the fun part, right? You're getting all these rewards and so many different avenues on the platform. How can we use them? So we have our star shop, and that has been available on the platform since inception. And you can take the stars that you earn. In the future, you can take the LDN that you've earned, and you can redeem them for digital coupons that you can use for the Google Play Store, in-game items like special weapons for Clash of Clans, for example, or my favorite, because free food always tastes the best. I use my star rewards to get Starbucks coupons or Domino's pizza. And in the future, you'll be able to also use those rewards with your LDN to get those NFTs that we were just talking about. So currently, our business has been revenue generating for the past 8 years because of these 3 income streams. We have ads, targeted marketing, and NFTs, not just yet, but we have other digital items that we sell on the platform, like in-game boosts and weapons. They're pretty standard for traditional mobile applications, but the one that we're really excited about is our upcoming verticals, where we would like to ask for your collaborative efforts. So our CEO, Joshua Kim, his vision for Ludena Protocol is to really connect gamers from around the world. And I know growing up as a big time Japanese RPG fan, no one in my group of friends was into JRPGs. So I would have really appreciated having a platform like this where I could have met other fantasy nerds like myself. So we really want to keep that in mind while growing out our multiplayer functions. So in the future, we want to really expand that out to match people from all across the world. We want to give the users the option to choose like select gender, select country from people they want to meet, and then onboarding audio and text chat functions. So some of our users, as we already mentioned, are some of the best gamers in the world. So we want to also provide them with a platform to compete and show off their gaming skills and be rewarded for that. So in the summer, we partnered with Theta Networks and Theta TV, and we think that we can really make something big happen in terms of esports with them. So if you think you have a competitive game that's good for TV, then we would love to hear it. Also, if you know of any indie developers who are looking to avoid the daunting marketing cost that is riddling this market and get an immediate 3 million gamer exposure, this is one of the verticals we are most looking forward to. So a lot of our team are previous game directors, game planners, and some of them even had game development firms of their own. So they know just how difficult it is to market a new game. And as a smaller developer, unless you get like really lucky with a viral hit, it can be really tough to get those initial downloads. So we know what it's like and we know well. So we wanted to make a really attractive solution to help the publishing process become a lot smoother and more successful for indie game developers. So we know that we have a lot of big ideas at Ludena Protocol, and every big idea needs a first step. And we literally just released our wallet embed app update just a few days ago, which we consider phase 1 of our DApp. So the timing of this presentation could not be more perfect, and we're just so excited. And yeah, once again, thanks so much to the BGA for this great opportunity. We're like so looking forward to collabing with you guys, and just wanted to throw it out there, especially because we have such an experienced team of passionate gamers that if anyone needs some expertise in the Korean market, our team is full of people whose true passion is gaming. So we definitely have you covered there. So I'm Amanda Yoki, and this has been the Ludena Protocol presentation. Thank you.
Thank you, Amanda, for such a great, exhaustive presentation of Ludena Protocol. And it's great that we do have several members coming from South Korea in the Blockchain Game Alliance. So we know that this is this country has a very engaged community in the space of blockchain gaming. It's great to see more and more of them coming into BGA. Let's see if there's a quick question from the audience. If not, we'll jump to our next speaker for today. And I think we'll have you, Amanda, again on our upcoming demo day, which is scheduled for the end of the week. So we'll get to dive even deeper into the product itself. We'll talk about it at the end of today's event. Now, without any further ado, let's welcome Guillaume from Cryptopick.
Yep, thank you. I'm gonna share my screen. All right.
So we have a very international event today with people from various countries.
Yeah, we're from Belgium, so people from everywhere. Do you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, great.
You can get started.
All right, so I'm gonna quickly introduce who we are, what Cryptopick is, what we have achieved today, and what the future looks like. So who are we? So I'm Guillaume, and Quentin is my partner in crime. So we are gamers before anything. So we played a lot of games when we were younger. We actually met each other when we were 13 years old, playing RuneScape. And yeah, we still play games today, not too much. We don't have the time anymore. But what we really liked about specific games was the trading of in-game items. So we used to buy specific items, anticipating a game update, knowing that people would need them with this new update, and selling them for more money. So yeah, we had quite some money in the games, which was really nice. And in 2014, we started investing in crypto. The advantage of coming from the gaming background and trading in games is that for us, we didn't have the barrier of like, how can this crypto have any value because there is nothing physical behind it or anything. For us, it was exactly the same as, well, game assets, but it was for real life, so it was even more exciting. We created Hive Blockchain Society. It's a Belgian non-profit who used to organize the biggest events around crypto and blockchain from 2016 until 2019, because yeah, last year there were no events, unfortunately. And then now it's been 2 years that we've been working on Cryptopick. I'm also adding Sébastien Albert here. He's our lead developer, and he used to play games with us back in the time, but he wasn't too interested about the whole crypto investment stuff, but he loved the technology. And when we talked about Cryptopick, he immediately jumped on board. So what is Cryptopick? It's a market prediction game. It came from the fact that, well, we were in a lot of chats to have ideas of what could be potential interesting investments, what crypto would bump next, and so on. But what we discovered is that the bigger these chats get, well, the more shittier the information. But basically, it's like 95% of the people in these chats are just there to loot information, but they don't share any information with the others. When at least 50% of the people who don't say anything have an opinion that could be interesting to share with the others. So that's where the idea of Cryptopick emerged. We said, like, how can we gamify and cheat this concept? And so we created the first game where people had to make a prediction, and this way they would get access to the predictions of the other players. So basically, you will share data to get access to the data from the others. So, well, it's a fun and simple way to make predictions. It's an easy way to discover what others think. It's play to earn. So our main objective is to reward players who make predictions, because then there is also an incentive on top of getting the data from the other players, but you also get rewarded if you make the best predictions. It's person versus person. It's free to play, so it's pretty accessible, and it's an alternative way to trade and much more, but I will just show you. So when you get on Cryptopick, you have two games right now. So the up-down, where you have to predict if a specific coin will go up or down in the future, and the Moon Doom, where you have to pick a certain coin that you think will do the best performance or the worst performance in the future. So if I dig into the Moon Doom right now, I can choose the daily Moon or daily Doom. So it's basically choosing what coin will go up the most or down the most. Here I'm gonna try to predict what will go up the most tomorrow, because I can play this on an hourly, daily, weekly, or monthly basis. And then I get a list of all the coins that are available for making a prediction. And I think Aave is a pretty good prediction. I can add a little message of why I think this will go up, add a little URL of TradingView or whatever. And once I confirm my prediction, I get access to the predictions of the other players. So here I can see, for example, that, well, 3 other players also think that Aave will go up pretty nicely tomorrow. I can click on Aave and see, well, who those players are. I can see why I think I think it will go up. I can see the little image I shared and so on. People can even tip me. And I can follow people that I think make great predictions. And then there are the ongoing games. So these are the games from yesterday, so the predictions from yesterday. Here we can see how it's going and whose predictions are the best right now. And at the end of the day, those who made the best predictions will receive pickies. Playing the Moon Doom games are completely free, so it's really, well, there is no barrier at the entrance. Then the up-down is the same, but then with specific coins. Here you see Bitcoin and Ethereum, but there are many others, and you can play this for hourly, daily, and weekly. And here, for example, I'm going to make a prediction about Ethereum. I think it will go up. Then I can stake. Well, I have to stake, but I can stake Ethereum or pickies. Pickies is our in-game currency, so it's not a cryptocurrency, but it has a lot of utility on the game itself. So here I'm staking 290 pickies, confirming, same as with the Moon Doom. Now I see what the other players think. So I see that 45% are bearish, 55% are bullish. I can even see who those bears and bulls are. I can follow them if I decide to do so. And once the game starts, well, I can see how the price is evolving. Here it has just started, so well, a lot of things can still happen. But what I can also see is what I staked and my potential payout. So it's pretty important here is that we are not a casino or binary options. We are really creating games where people play against each other. So the potential payout depends on the other players participating in the game. So if, for example, 90% would be bearish and 10% would be bullish, the bulls could win a lot of pickies or Ethereum. Then on top of games, we also organize tournaments. So tournaments are a way for players to earn Ethereum by playing Cryptopick. So you enter by paying a fee in pickies, and you can win Ethereum if you are if you end up with the highest score. Then we also have a shop where people can buy skins. So these skins are NFTs, or will be in a couple of weeks. But that's pretty exciting. So it's a way for people to customize their avatar that is used everywhere in the platform. We also have an in-game chat, so people like to show off in the chat with their little skins. And most importantly, well, it's nice to have them, but it's also they will add a lot of utility in the future. I will talk about that in a couple of seconds. So Cryptopick today, so we have launched 2 years ago. So it's a lot of testing and listening to the feedback of the community. We reached more than 17,000 registered players with about 1,000 active users. This is, well, a couple of months back. Here you can see that we did a couple of closed betas, and each time new people joined, then we listened to the feedback and we made a new version. And since the version 2 that was based on all the feedback from the past year, well, it's been booming. A lot of people are starting to play, and we hope to keep on growing at the same rate. In total of 450K predictions that we made, 200,000 in Moon Doom, 250,000 in Up Down. We have organized more than 200,000 tournaments with more than $10,000 in Ethereum being paid out to the players. Then we have the NFT shop that was released actually 1 month ago with already 70% that's completely sold and 12 skins that are sold out. Well, there are none left, and 5 million of pickies that have been spent in the shop. Then we are finishing the whole NFT integration with Arcane and Matic. We want, as previous speakers already said, we also think it's super important that as a player, the interaction with the blockchain is super smooth. So basically, people will have to make an Arcane wallet and link their Matic address to Cryptopick with one transaction just to sign that they are the owners. But they will have to pay nothing. Once that's done, they can just buy a skin in our picky shop, paying with pickies, and they will get the token minted on their Matic address automatically. So they get like almost no interaction with the blockchain. Then there is also the proof of prediction. So this is today you can earn pickies by winning games, by inviting friends, or by buying them. But in the future, you will also just receive pickies by simply playing games. So just participating, a bit like the Decentral games. It's just by participating in games you will receive pickies. And then the future. So the objective is to become a major actor in the NFT gaming industry. It's also one of the main reasons we joined the BGA, to be in contact with all the big actors today, to collaborate with them, to learn from them, and to potentially learn something to them. Who knows? We also want to be quite active in the metaverses. We have some land on Sandbox and on Decentral land. We are building some experiences right there. We want to get more than 50K players onboarded. We have more games coming, like the portfolio game. So it's basically the same as the Moon Doom, but instead of predicting one coin, you can choose different coins and more rewards, because it's all about rewarding people who make predictions. So, giving more rewards is even a bigger incentive for people to participate. More NFT drops. So, today we're having our Genesis drop. We also have the Christmas drop, but we are now working with several NFT artists and NFT communities and other games to do collaborations to release exclusive NFT skins. More utility for the pickies. Well, even if it's in-game currency, it might become a token one day in the future. But in general, they need to have real utility so that it has a value for the players that earn these pickies, that they can get something in exchange. Today, they can win Ethereum by entering tournaments, but they can also buy NFTs with it, which in the future could be worth quite a lot. And last but not least, it's more utility for the NFTs. So our NFTs is a nice way to collect unique pieces. It's cosmetical, but on top of that, they will have certain utilities. Like, for example, I talked about the proof of prediction. So people who just play games get pickies, but by owning NFTs, you will get more. You will get a boost on this. You will also, by owning NFTs, you will have a certain power level that would unlock specific special games and much more. And I think that's about it. So if there are any questions.
It feels very complete in terms of gameplay, and it's great to see like players are already engaging with games take shapes into any forms. There's no specific assets here. It looks mostly like a financial dashboard, simplified, and still, as you say, there's a good target audience for this game, and you're involving NFTs, etc. And it's great that you're thinking about how to bring the community of Cryptopick into decentralized virtual world like Decentraland, Sandbox, and others as well, as one of your growth strategy.
Thank you.
Let me see if there's any one comment, I think, from the audience. This is what institution needs for trading. The lack of predictability tools is hindering mass adoption. So yes, I think maybe you can continue the conversation with Chris Lajam, who is following and watching us live. He seems to be interested on Cryptopick.
Well, it's I just want to say that it's what we've seen is that majority of our players are from emerging countries. And what's epic is that a lot of them didn't own any crypto or didn't really engage with crypto before Cryptopick. And today, a lot of them created their first wallet to withdraw their Ethereum that they won with our tournaments. But it means that they created their first wallet, they did their first transaction, and now they own their first crypto. And it's super satisfying to do this. And it's the goal to do the same with NFTs because they will get their first NFTs. A lot of players didn't know what NFTs were, so we explained it, and then they're like, "Oh, this is pretty exciting and interesting." So yeah.
Very interesting. It's great to share those stories, like how we are bringing more users to appreciate blockchain technology and its benefit through various ways. Like all the exploration and experiments and games among all the members of the BGA are here for that. Thank you again, Guillaume. Yeah. And without further ado, we are going to move to our next speaker, Anna Wither, the co-founder of Antler Interactive. Antler, who is also one of the sponsors of the Blockchain Game Alliance. Hello, Anna. You're mute.
Just you can unmute yourself on the.
Sorry about that. Hi, everybody. No, my name is Anna Norvik. Yeah, so not Lauren Gotol. It's my colleague who couldn't be here today, so I jumped in instead. And by the way, super interesting presentation already. It seems like a lot of interesting projects going on in the blockchain gaming sphere. I will share my screen here to present our company and what we're doing right now. Let's see here. Here we go. So, can you see my screen now?
Yep.
Yes, perfect. You can go on to full screen, present. Wonderful, thanks.
Excellent.
Great. Yes, so I'm the CEO of Antler Interactive, and Antler Interactive is a game studio and based in Stockholm, Sweden. So another country here in this panel, and We were founded in 2016 with 5 different founders, 1 VR expert, 1 programmer, 1 graphics artist, 1 finance guy, and 1 PR guy. And from the very start, we were also called Survive Studios, spelled with SVR Vive. So we were a 100% virtual reality focused company. And we made 2 VR games from the start, 1 released in end of 2016 and 1 in 2017 as an early access, and then later released in 2018. They were called Survive the Deus Helix and Kartong, Death by Cardboard. And both of those games were on the top lists of best-selling Steam VR games at the time of the VR boom. And the market expected the number of VR headsets in the world to increase exponentially very quickly. But that didn't happen as quickly as we had hoped, and it's still not in a VR headset in every person's home. So we decided to look at a bigger market. We concluded we knew how to make high-quality games that a lot of people loved, but we needed a bigger market. So therefore, we started looking at mobile. And in particular, what we made first was a work-for-hire project with a Swedish company. And we learned that augmented reality and mobile was not that far off from what we have done earlier. And we have very talented game developers in our team. So we created Crystal Cart, which was our first own IP or brand in mobile, and it used augmented reality, and you placed a racing track in front of you in augmented reality, and you could race up to 4 players against each other by moving the phone, so the car moved towards the midpoint of your screen. And Crystal Cart is interesting because it was the first game we created that also had blockchain integration. So we had 2 user cases in this case. And the first one was that anyone who had a CryptoKitty in their crypto wallet would automatically get a free CryptoKitty cart, which was a car in the game that then looked like the CryptoKitty that you own. At the time, App Store was quite restrictive about blockchain in new releases. So at the time, we could only release that version with the CryptoKitty functionality on Android. But this was released in March 2019 on both platforms, but the blockchain functionality only on Android. And the second functionality in the game with blockchain was that we created 3 different customized cars, 1 Ethereum car, 1 Bitcoin car, and 1 car that we created together with Ivan on Tech that we sold on the marketplace OpenSea. And after that, we made 2 additional games called Cryptopia Puzzle Adventure and Cryptopia Nova's Journey, which are puzzle adventure games, which is a genre we also are passionate about, and we have a lot of experience in it. And in end of 2019, we got acquired by Chromaway, and since then, an idea was born from our art director within the team, who looked into what he could create as a creative building game. So what was born from that was My Neighbor Alice, which is a social multiplayer creative builder game where anyone can buy and own the virtual islands. And the islands you buy are in an archipelago, and those are stored on the blockchain as NFTs. And you can collect and build exciting items in the game. We are mainly taking inspiration from the game Animal Crossing. And if you want, you can go the direction of following the narrative in the game in which Alice, the main character of the game, is giving you quests that you complete. And otherwise, you can play it more like a Minecraft kind of game where you more focus on the building aspects and the social aspects. You can invite your friends to your own plots in the archipelago, and you can build things together or play mini games that you create for each other. And in the game, you have an avatar that represents you, which you can customize in any way you want. And you can buy NFTs to do this. And as I mentioned, you also have the virtual island that you buy. And in order not to sell everything at the same time, we have a system where you have to log in 3 days in a row in order to actually get your part of the island that you can say that you reserved from the start. And there will be lots of in-game assets, houses, animals, and cosmetic items that you can use to decorate your own land plot with. And the native currency in the game is called the Alice token, which enables the exchange of NFTs. And I also have a video that I hope will work to show you all what the game is all about. So I will show, I think, 1 minute or two just to show you what the game looks like at this stage when we are still in early prototype. So here's where you buy your plot in the archipelago. Alice is the main instructor here at the start. Tells you what to do in the game. And here's your avatar who has just purchased now your own plot. And you can also landscape in the game, so build on height, and also create like water, making it look like exactly like we want. And so here you will see the player building a house and some decorations around it. I will also skip ahead here to show how it looks like in the end. And so you can walk around in 3D perspective with your character on the land plot now, and enjoy it directly. So that's it. I think you have gotten an idea of what the game is from that. And we will have various DeFi elements in the game. Now let's see if the presentation broke here. Well, the whole game consists of different parts. So it's the marketplace where you buy and sell the NFTs. We will have one in-game and one web-based. Plus there will be the game where you play and hang out with your friends. There will also be an NFT creator in the game, which you can use to design your own NFT assets and then later sell them to your fellow players or friends. And there is a lot to say about it and a lot of exciting things happening with it right now. But I think the time is 10 minutes now, basically. So so that's it.
Thank you very much, Anna, for the presentation and showing the game live. I've seen there's been a lot of exciting news for you, right? You raised $2.1 million just last week or 2 weeks ago. So starting the year in fire for the game, and there will be many more news shared on the development. So really excited to see more games coming to market with great team, such background in gaming, and joining the Blockchain Game Alliance.
Yeah, we really hope to bring something new to blockchain gaming with our strong gaming backgrounds. So it's very exciting.
Indeed. And well, we are already at the end of our event today. We'll have our last member, BelnCrypto, with Jessica. Thank you, Jessica, for waiting and listening to all the projects. So can you tell us a little bit more about BelnCrypto?
Yeah, sure. And thank you, Seb, and to the BGA for such a kind of thorough onboarding process. I'm really impressed with that. Okay. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Yeah, perfect. Okay, so for those of you who don't know, I'm just going to introduce a little bit about who BelnCrypto are. So we launched in 2018 with an aim to provide the most accurate, up-to-date information on crypto, blockchain, and all things related. We work to educate and inform our readers to help them make the best decisions. And as we've expanded worldwide, we remain committed to that mission of providing transparent and high-quality content. So speaking of expansion, I really think that one of our keys to success is our diverse team. We currently have approximately 130 staff, maybe a bit more, and we're always still hiring. As we have editorial teams on the ground all over the world in 20 different countries, we are able to provide localized news as and when it happens and get the most relevant and insightful information for our global audience. So here are some numbers to demonstrate how far we've come in such a short space of time. As you can see, we've had a rapid and steady growth, moving from 80K global unique users in 2018 to 4 million in 2019 and 15 million in 2020. Each month, we are gaining 700,000 new users. We are a leading source of news in the cryptocurrency industry, and we intend to keep it that way. So I'll explain a little bit more about how we've managed to reach such great heights. It involves the landscape of mass media manipulation and fake news that we are in. In recent years, cases of media manipulation have increased in both severity and frequency. This is an issue that's not only affecting the crypto space, but also other important topics related to politics, etc. We know that the finance sector is a target of this kind of mass media manipulation. Thus, at BelnCrypto, we realize the responsibility we have to our readers in helping them to make the best decisions. Okay, so for that reason, BelnCrypto adheres to the guidelines set out in the Trust Project. So we're taking steps to ensure our readers can trust the information they read. From our side, what that means is that we conduct our due diligence to publish the most accurate news reports, data, and other forms of content. We implement internal scam checks for all of the content published, and that includes all paid content. We actively work to ensure that our users are receiving verified and legitimate information, i.e. we won't just take money from anyone who wants to promote something that we deem to be misleading. We properly label and categorize all sponsored content so that our users are sure of what they're reading. And from a reader's point of view, it just means that they can access the information fully about who writes the articles, what the source of the article is. All of this information is publicly available. It also means that all of our content is clearly labeled. Whether you're reading an opinion, whether you're reading an analysis or a sponsored article, the reader is always sure about what type of content they have in front of them. So who are our audience? They're primarily young guys who are interested in finance, investments, and tech. But furthermore, our readers are all over the world. So we actually produce content in 10 different languages. That's English, Russian, Spanish, Portuguese, Turkish, French, Polish, German, Vietnamese, and Korean. This enables us, obviously, to reach a wide audience and to connect with a high variety of readers. So because we know our readers so well, we know that they are an intelligent and curious bunch of people who are motivated to learn and educate themselves. We know also that Unfortunately, the crypto and blockchain space is a fast-paced one where there are new developments all the time, and not always with the right intentions. Therefore, we want our readers to be able to make smart decisions. And in order to do that, we need to prioritize trust and transparency throughout all of our content formats. This is reflected in the variety of fact-based and scam-checked content we provide throughout our sites. So obviously crypto and blockchain news, which is we use well-respected data providers and fact-check sources to bring our readers the information that's updated daily across all of our pages on our sites. In terms of opinion pieces and interviews, the reputation of the writers is paramount. We check the credentials of the person. We conduct online searches to ensure there's no dodgy characters there. The writer must have weight within their field and really know their stuff in order to be published on our site. In terms of our regular price and technical analysis content, we ensure they are structured in a way that aims to present all of the information in a clear and simple manner. So whenever we are mentioning an advanced concept for the first time, we will explain it first. Although we cater for new users, we also make sure to have all of the information needed for the hardcore advanced traders amongst our audience. Okay, so our BelnCrypto ecosystem, we're not just news. Our active community can be involved with us at many other levels. So I'd like to just draw your attention to a couple of those sections that we have. Our Learn content, which is primarily long form reads covering everything from crypto, blockchain and trading, all the way up to personal finance, security, and the latest developments in tech. This section of our site caters for absolutely everybody, even beginners such as myself 2 years ago when I heard about Bitcoin and I thought it was a World of Warcraft token or something. So we cater for beginners all the way up into the hardcore crypto and blockchain diehard fans. We also have our in-house traders who provide regular signals, trading tips and educational content in our Telegram channels. We provide regular charts, updates on the latest developments in price and exchanges via our comparison pages. You can follow us on several social media channels and catch up with the latest developments via our twice weekly YouTube show to get a roundup of the latest developments, for example. And most recently, we launched our BelnCrypto Academy, which is an all-in-one source of crypto e-learning for both newbies and veterans. Our aim in general is to teach our readers how to fully understand everything to do with crypto and blockchain so that they can make informed decisions about investments. So here are some examples of companies we work with. You can see that it's extremely varied. We've got exchanges on there. We've got venture capital funds. You've got some blockchain gaming companies on there. But the main point that I wanted to highlight is that we are only working with companies that we know and trust. We are the ones doing all of the legwork on scam checking and researching so that our readers can have full trust in the content they are reading on our sites. So that was the end of it. I hope that's given you all a good overview of exactly who we are and what we do. If anybody wants to find out more, there's an email contact there or several social media accounts that you can follow as well.
Thank you, Jessica. It's great to see like such a wide network of journalists who are expert in their area. I guess one of the first question I have, and for all BGA members, is have you been already covering topics related to blockchain gaming, NFTs, DAOs, etc. And how can our members share their news with BelnCrypto?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of our audiences in several of our sites are interested in gaming a lot. They're interested in esports. So we do cover that topic. If any companies here or anybody would like us to cover something specifically, we are always really happy to engage with our readers and find out what they want us to write about, what they want us to cover. So please just get in touch. You can send an email, you can contact us on social media, whatever, and we will get back to you.
Excellent. Very cool. So we'll definitely have a lot of things to cover across this year. Do you believe that 2021 will be the year of NFTs, like a lot of people start to think and we're seeing appearing on social media and in the crypto sphere?
Sorry, was that a question for me?
Well, maybe, but I guess maybe it's a closing word for everyone to participate. If you like to give, like, what's your thoughts of what 2021 will be holding? And we'll end today's event on that note. So let's start with Amanda, maybe.
No, definitely. I mean, quite the huge majority of all of the presentations that we heard today did mention NFTs. And I mean, my takeaway is all of the amazing utility NFTs that we're seeing with these various projects. And I think that that's going to be really the driving force of these assets.
Great. Jace?
I'll jump in and just say I think it's going to be a great year for NFTs. I don't see how it can't. You look around with the presentations today and everything that's happening in the space and what you read on Twitter every day, there's a new breaking story and a new, record being broken. So good times ahead, and we all just keep building.
Anna?
Yeah, I think very much the same as earlier speakers, and I hope and think we will see more games in general within the blockchain space. And I think, I don't know if it's next year, like this year or next year, but soon, within a few years, I think we will see much more of where people who have worked in the games industry will use their skills in one way or another for games that use blockchain.
Definitely. That's one of the goals of the BGA, to bring more and more people from traditional game industry to be interested and use those technology. Jessica?
Yeah, I mean, I think gaming on the blockchain and NFTs are one of the best ways to bring about mainstream adoption. It's something that is very easy for everyone to understand. And I do think that the acceleration and the projection of new NFTs is going to have a big impact on the overall adoption of blockchain technologies.
Couldn't agree more. Miles?
Yeah, so I think, I'm obviously, very bullish on NFTs, but I think 2021, obviously from the standpoint of investment, I think that NFTs will skyrocket, as they've already kind of started to with Punks and NBA Top Shot recently, and a bunch of different projects. But I think, kind of what Jesse got into with the Aavegotchis, I think, more kind of interactive NFTs with utility are going to be really what differentiates 2021, I think, from the other years of NFTs. And I'm really looking forward to seeing how people and teams get clever with the ways to add kind of utility and monetary value in game, as well as bonuses or specific level ups or powers that they give you. So I'm very, very excited to see kind of how teams do that.
Sorry, definitely, and we're excited to see how you, Miles, as well as Jess with Aavegotchi and a few others are pushing the limits of how experimenting with what token governance, staking, and playing with financial incentive can bring to traditional games and gameplays. And finally, Guillaume, the closing word.
So I've been following the NFT gaming space for a while, a couple of years, and I can clearly see the evolution. I mean, I've been waiting for this for a couple of years, and I didn't understand why it wasn't coming faster. But I'm pretty amazed about the evolution. Now, what is, I think, super important is that it's just a matter of time before one game is like really a great success, that everyone wants to play the game for the content of the game, and not just because it's crypto or blockchain related. And once that's the case, that this amazing game will come out and that a lot of people in the world know it, play it, seeing they will have integrated the NFT concept, the token concept, it will become a new standard. And so it's just a matter of time. It's not if, it's when. And I feel like we're getting closer and closer. So let's go to the moon.
Thank you. Great closing conclusion. And well, I wanted to give a big thanks to each one of you for taking the time today to present your project, your game. Once again, a big warm welcome to the Blockchain Game Alliance. We hope that we'll be delivering to you a lot of value through this year. And I'm going to share and make an announcement as well. So last year, our most successful event has been the BGA Demo Day. And so we decided, like, let's not wait a full year again until we bring it back. Let's have them on a more regular basis and allow all our members to get to showcase their progress and the different project, games, or services they are building. The principle is really simple. It's no slide, just live demo of the product being streamed and airdrop of tokens for people coming to watch and learn more about the project and games and services they are building. So we'll have we'll have 10 projects on this Friday, January 29th, starting with Arcane Network, Crypto ArtNet, Antler Interactive will play live now. Ludena Protocol, again, we'll see Amanda play live as well. Chromia MetaMask, who will demo us probably new exciting features. Smitey Universe, Vcoin from IMVU, Aavegotchi again, and Alien World. So it's going to be an exciting lineup of games and technology-related companies that are helping to onboard more easily the users to the space. So don't miss it on Friday. And there will be a lot of tokens and NFTs to be won through the airdrops. Thank you again, everyone. You can follow the Blockchain Game Alliance on Twitter, Medium, our website, and Discord and Telegram as well. It's been great having all of you today, and well, we'll continue pushing together the space. Thank you all. Bye-bye.